Brandon, who surprised you this weekend? There was probably a couple guys out there. There wasn't a lot because we've already demonstrated that there wasn't a lot of great QB play this week. It
Sure.
seems to be going down throughout the season, doesn't it? It seems to be deteriorating a little bit. We're used to seeing the quarterback play rise as the season goes, but who
Right.
surprised you this holiday weekend?
Man, I think Matthew Stafford did. I think
Oh.
Matthew Stafford put on a clinic the other day. And I
Okay.
know right now they're battling. They're 5-6, and they beat the Cardinals 37-14. But Matthew Stafford was 25 of 33 with 4 TDs. Yeah, he threw a pick. We all know Stafford gonna throw a damn pick.
Oh,
But
he's
the
a good
fact
singer.
is
That's
he's
what he's
distributing out. I mean, they controlled, they dominated the time of possession. I thought CJ Stroud, even though when it's suffering in a loss, he put up over 340 yards of total offense, 2 TDs. He outplayed Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. And, I think he's going to continue to do great things. I think that's a young team that everybody should be excited about. Those candy paint red unis. Oh, my goodness.
I don't feel like there should be a second team in Texas. I feel like the only team in Texas is the Dallas Cowboys. The Texans would be fine if they would just change their name and maybe move to New Mexico. That'd be great.
Man, I think right now the rivalry should start up versus the Cowboys and Texans because now they got a team that'll compete with you.
Yeah, we'll see. There's never really been.
They got some players now.
They do.
Yeah.
Look, I love what CJ's doing. I felt like CJ did enough to win the game the other day. Trevor just did a little bit more, unfortunately, at the end. But I think the Texans are right there, and they're poised to get into the playoffs. I was going to go with Jordan Love. I'm going to stay with Jordan Love because I know you had him on fire. He surprised me.
Yeah, he was doing
because
good.
I felt like going into Detroit, Detroit has an opportunity to really seize that division and fight for that number 1 seed, and they go in and they lay an egg. And what really got to me, what the surprise was, 20-point first quarter. Right now, that wasn't all the Packers offense because you had that fumble recovery that went for a touchdown where Goff thought he was trying to throw the ball, whatever, fumble.
Right.
Packers pick it up, they score. But to get out fast like that in Detroit, you're playing well, 22 of 32, 268, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Man, that's huge, I thought, and surprised me because I didn't expect. I just didn't expect that was what was going to happen with the Packers going in.
He was
Detroit.
surgical with that thing, man. Good. He was surgical with the pill, man. He did his thing. And maybe they were looking for a quarterback in the beginning, but when you beat a top team like the Lions, even though they are the Lions, you're definitely your stock is back up for sure when you do something like that.
The last 3 weeks,
so kudos.
You mentioned it earlier, a couple 300-yard games, and now you've beaten the Lions in
Here
Detroit.
we go.
Maybe the Packers do have a quarterback after all. Damn it!
Here we go. I mean, if you look, I mean, they've been spoiled for like 30-something years, man. I mean, it's pretty bad now. But I think Jordan Love is really starting to turn a corner. He's got 19 touchdowns, but he's also got 10 interceptions, taking half the sacks that my man Bryce Young has taken in his first year. But, he's now getting to 60% completion. And I think the more you see that, he just starts getting more decisive with the ball. That completion percentage starts to rise. You have young playmakers across the board, even though Dillon and Jones right now, they're a little older, so you got to repolish that probably in the future. But I think the future is bright for Jordan Love, man. He's starting to turn a little corner, and I like to see it because he's got a great whip, man. He can throw it.
I don't like to see it. Green Bay is supposed to have terrible quarterback play for the next 20 years. This is ridiculous.
Man, never that.
This is
never
ridiculous.
That. They're going to keep rolling. That's just what they do, man. It's fun to watch.
Speaking of rolling, I've had enough. You had enough Cowboy talk. I've had enough Packers talk. We're going to get into halftime. And Brandon, go ahead and tell the folks about the other podcast that we're lucky enough to be a part of, which is the Couch Coach.
Absolutely, man. The Couch Coach has been doing great things, man. XO, myself, and Tim, we've been really collabing. It's our first season, and so we're trying to learn, different ways of how to come at you. But I think this season has been great. If you haven't tuned into that, please like, share, and subscribe. It's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're all amongst social media. I think the only one we're not on is Twitter. But who's on
X.
Twitter besides X? Excuse me.
X.
But man, we're just keeping it real. It's a bunch of guys that are talking ball. we play ball, but to cover the NFL, it's been really fun. It's been a roller coaster. This is probably one of the most controversial seasons, I would say, when it comes to quarterback play, but also team play. The refs playing a big role in things. But stay tuned to that. Our picks are on fire. We have great guests that come on every week. But lately, we've been just doing the three amigos here, and I think it's been some good banter, some good conversation there. And hopefully we'll get a couple of more guests appearing very soon. Hopefully Nine is going to come on the show because he is a big, avid Eagles fan, and we are playing them this week. So I cannot wait. Bring on. Come on. We ready. So stay tuned to us, man.
I wanted to give a shout out to Nine, but, I really don't want him back on the show until the Eagles lose. I've had enough. I've heard enough. I've listened enough about the Eagles. I think I'm done with them.
They'll be all right. We're going to take care of business.